Darkness drapes the canals of Xochimilco like a heavy shroud. The gentle lapping of water against the sides of our trajineras, those traditional flat-bottomed boats, is honestly the only sound that breaks the oppressive silence of the night. Here, south of the bustling heart of Mexico City, ancient waterways snake through a labyrinth of artificial islands, a remnant of the Aztec civilization. A cold mist clings to the surface, swirling around us, obscuring our vision, and chilling us to the bone. Every rustle in the reeds, every shadow that dances at the edge of our lights, feels like a warning. We are approaching a place where the veil between our world and the next is said to be dangerously thin, a place born from tragedy and sustained by a dark, relentless energy. We are heading into the heart of a chilling legend. As we navigate deeper into this watery maze, the air grows thick with an unseen presence. The vibrant colors of the day have bled away, leaving only shades of gray and an inky blackness that seems to swallow the light. This is a journey few dare to make after sundown, a pilgrimage into a realm of profound sorrow and lingering spirits. The local guides speak in hushed tones, their faces etched with a mixture of reverence and fear. They tell stories passed down through generations, tales of strange whispers carried on the wind and fleeting apparitions that glide over the water. The feeling of being watched is undeniable, a constant pressure on the back of your neck. It's an ancient primal fear that grips you tightly and refuses to let go. The destination we seek is not marked on any conventional map. It is a place you find by following the whispers and the growing sense of dread. Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls. Even its name sends a shiver down the spine. It is an island sanctuary turned into a macabre monument, a place where the innocent effigies of childhood have been twisted into something sinister. They are said to be sentinels, guardians of a lost soul, their vacant eyes following your every move. The energy here is heavy, charged with decades of grief and isolation. It's a raw, unfiltered emotion that you can feel pressing in from all sides, a silent scream that echoes in the stillness of the night. We cut the engine, letting the boat drift the final few feet toward the island's shore. The silence that follows is absolute and terrifying. Then slowly, shapes begin to emerge from the gloom. At first, they are just dark lumps hanging from the gnarled branches of the trees, like strange misshapen fruit. But as our eyes adjust, the horrifying reality comes into focus. They are dolls. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of them. Their plastic limbs are coated in grime and cobwebs, their synthetic hair matted with dirt and decay. They hang from every available surface, their lifeless bodies swaying gently in the faint breeze, a silent, grotesque, welcoming party to this island of nightmares. This small island, hidden deep within the 110 miles of canals that make up Xochimilco, was never meant to be a tourist attraction. It was a chinampa, a floating garden, a place of quiet solitude. But that solitude was shattered by a tragedy that would forever stain this patch of land. The island's only inhabitant for nearly 50 years was a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera. He came here seeking refuge from the outside world, but instead, he found himself at the epicenter of a paranormal mystery. The atmosphere here is thick with a palpable sadness, an overwhelming sense of loss that clings to the very soil beneath our feet. It's an energy that doesn't just linger, it actively interacts with those who dare to step ashore. The legend, as told by the locals who knew Don Julian, begins with a heartbreaking discovery. Shortly after arriving on the island, he found the body of a young girl who had tragically drowned in the canal's murky waters. Some say he was haunted by his inability to save her, her spirit forever tethered to the place where she took her last breath. He claimed her ghost would cry out to him in the dead of night, her sorrowful wails echoing through the trees. To appease her restless spirit and protect himself from the evil he believed she brought with her, he began a strange and obsessive ritual. This ritual would come to define his life and transform his isolated home into one of the most unsettling locations on Earth. Don Julian's solution was to offer a gift to the drowned girl's spirit. He found a doll floating in the canal near where he had found the girl, perhaps her own lost toy. He hung it from a tree as a sign of respect, an offering to the troubled soul. But one doll was not enough. The ghostly cries continued, and his obsession grew stronger with each passing night. He began to actively search for more dolls, scavenging them from the trash heaps and canals of the mainland. He would trade the produce he grew on his chinampa for old, discarded dolls. He believed each one was a vessel, a spiritual container to house the tormented energy that plagued his island. For 5 decades, Don Julian dedicated his life to this macabre collection. The island became a grotesque gallery of plastic and porcelain bodies. He hung them everywhere, from tree limbs, fences, and the walls of his simple shack. He didn't repair them, he displayed them as he found them. Many are missing eyes, limbs, or chunks of their heads. Rain, sun, and insects have taken their toll, leaving them cracked, moldy, and covered in webs. They are an army of decay, their smiling faces warped into permanent silent screams. He wasn't just decorating his island, he was building a fortress of fear, a barrier of forgotten toys to keep the spirits at bay. The stories surrounding the dolls themselves are the stuff of nightmares. Visitors and locals alike have reported witnessing unexplained phenomena that defy all logical explanation. It is said that the dolls are not mere plastic and cloth, but are now inhabited by the spirits of the dead. People claim to have seen their heads turn, their arms move, and their eyes open and close on their own. The most chilling accounts speak of whispers emanating from the dolls, soft, unintelligible words that seem to follow you as you walk the island's narrow paths. At night, some swear they can hear the dolls whispering to each other, their voices a cacophony of lost souls trapped within their decaying forms. Don Julian himself was convinced the dolls were alive. He treated them not as objects but as living children, his strange and silent family. He would move them from tree to tree, believing they would become upset if left in one spot for too long. He would dress them in new clothes when he could find them, and would even sit them down at a small table, speaking to them as if they could answer back. He believed he was their caretaker, their protector. But others believe something far more sinister was at play. They suggest that by bringing so many dolls to the island, he didn't appease the girl's spirit, but instead created a beacon, attracting other dark energies to this isolated place. The sheer number of dolls is overwhelming, each one a testament to Don Julian's 50-year obsession. Their blank stares seem to penetrate your soul, their silent judgment hanging heavy in the air. Some have faces contorted by the elements into expressions of agony. Others have empty eye sockets that seem to hold an abyss of darkness. Spiders have built intricate webs across their faces, and insects have burrowed into their plastic flesh. Every step you take, you feel 1,000 pairs of eyes on you. It's an unnerving, psychological assault that preys on your deepest fears. The innocent symbol of a child's toy has been perverted into a symbol of death and decay. The ultimate tragedy of this story is as mysterious as its beginning. In 2001, Don Julian Santana was found dead, drowned in the very same canal where he claimed to have found the little girl 50 years earlier. His nephew, who had come to help him with the island's upkeep, made the grim discovery. The cause of death was officially a heart attack, but the locals believe something more supernatural was involved. They say the dolls, or the spirits within them, finally claimed their caretaker. They whisper that the island demanded a soul to replace the one it had lost so many years ago. And Don Julian paid the ultimate price for his long and lonely vigil. Today, the island is maintained by Don Julian's family, who have left his bizarre sanctuary largely untouched. It has become an unlikely tourist destination, drawing paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and curious travelers from all over the world. They come to witness the unsettling spectacle for themselves, to test their courage against the island's dark reputation. Visitors often bring more dolls, adding to the ever-growing collection as a sign of respect, or perhaps as an offering to appease whatever spirits might still linger here. The island continues to evolve, a living, breathing testament to one man's grief and the chilling legend it spawned. It is a place where sorrow is tangible and fear is a constant companion. The mystery of Isla de las Muñecas endures because there are no easy answers. Was Don Julian a tormented man haunted by guilt and driven to madness by loneliness? Or was he truly a conduit to the spirit world? A man who stood guard against a paranormal force he couldn't control. The evidence we collect, the disembodied voices on our digital recorders, the strange fluctuations on our EMF meters, and the personal experiences of profound unease all point to something beyond our comprehension. The island feels like a place caught between worlds, a permanent scar on the landscape where a tragic event opened a door that can never be fully closed. The fascination with this place lies in its raw, unfiltered authenticity. This isn't a manufactured haunted house, it's a real place steeped in real tragedy and obsession. The fear it inspires is primal because it taps into the universal dread of the unknown and the corruption of innocence. The sight of a decaying doll, an object meant to bring joy, now a vessel of horror, is deeply unsettling. It forces us to confront the fragility of life and the possibility that some emotional imprints are so powerful they can transcend death itself, leaving a permanent stain on a location. People visit because they want to feel that chill, to stand on the edge of the abyss and peer into the darkness. The mist continues to roll over the canals of Xochimilco, and on this small forgotten island, thousands of glass eyes stare out into the night. They are waiting for the next visitor, the next offering, the next soul brave enough to listen to their whispers. The story of Don Julian and the drowned girl is now woven into the fabric of the island, a haunting melody that plays on an endless loop. What truly happened here? What forces are at play? We may never have the definitive answers. Isla de las Muñecas holds its secrets close, leaving all who visit with more questions than they arrived with, and the unsettling feeling that they too have left a small piece of themselves behind.